I just want to welcome everybody today to Lunch with Lucy. My name is Kate Remillard, and I'm on the marketing team at VHT Studios, a Matterport subsidiary. We have a very special guest today, but before we get started, I just want to remind you that we welcome your questions. Please add them to the Q&A box on your screen throughout the show. We'll take questions as we go and save time at the end to answer questions. We also will have poll questions, as Lucy mentioned, that will pop up during the show. Please participate. We want to know your opinions and your feedback and your answers to these questions. And then stick around to the end because we're going to announce our winners of our $25 DoorDash gift cards at the very end of the show. There's 5 winners and you must be present to win. Lastly, be sure to subscribe to Lucy's YouTube channel. She has so much amazing content on there with her Learn with Lucy series, plus Lunch with Lucy, with tons of industry experts. Everything that she creates is there. So that is the spot to go. I'll put the channel in the chat. Lucy, what is it? YouTube.com/
Lucy Edwards VHT.
Lucy Edwards VHT. So with that, I'll introduce Lucy herself. Here she is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our talk show, Lunch with Lucy. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be a fun event, so please participate and make sure participate in polls as well and chat with each other. And for those of you who just joined us, put in the chat where you're from and what company and what city you are from. So let's begin. I would love to introduce our guest today, Jose Perez, Senior Vice President, Business Development at Home Genius. And Home Genius indeed. So we will talk about a lot of really cool, interesting things that you can use in your everyday life, and also in the future, how you can look ahead and create a better business plan. So let's begin. Hi, Jose.
Hi, Lucy. Hi, Kate. Thanks for having me on your show.
Hello.
Okay, we're going to start with the importance of being in touch with your sphere and being in touch with your clients. I hate to say past clients because that makes you past agent. So let's talk about how you would like to recommend, a lot of sellers and buyers let their agents know that they will work with them again and they will recommend them, but it doesn't always happen this way. Let's talk about that, Jose.
Yeah, you say something, Lucy, past client. This is the only industry that talks about past clients. It's amazing to me. I have friends that I haven't seen in a couple of years. Are they my past friends? Of course not. They're my friends. I just haven't talked to them for a couple of years. And so, as we set out to build our technology, which I know we're going to touch briefly on in a little while, one of the big challenges that we see, and this is no surprise to anybody on this call, is that most agents don't do a very good job of staying in touch with their customers. And if you look at the NAR stats, 90% of consumers say they would use the same agent again, only 13% do. And according to Zillow, 74% of agents do nothing at all. So back to your comment earlier about staying in touch. If you don't stay in touch, they're not going to remember you, right? Out of sight, out of mind. But more importantly, if you don't stay in touch with relevant information, that's, I think, the key. And one of the things that I always look at is, okay, you go out and, you send calendars and birthday cards and all that kind of stuff. It's really, in today's day and age, is irrelevant. They have stockbrokers that send them statements about their investment. Why wouldn't you send them something valuable about what's happening in their neighborhood, what's happening in their home? And so I think this is a big issue in our industry.
And I also would like to add the importance of being in touch with your clients. Is to also remind them that you are here to help them with any business plan. If they decide to sell, let's say in a year, and they're just thinking and considering, maybe you can meet with them and make recommendations. Let's paint the living room. Let's fix the driveway. So that takes time. It takes money. It takes budget. So it is important for you to be in touch, to give them relevant recommendations and also suggestions. So this way you are involved in the transaction from the very beginning, and you are helping them to make right decisions and maybe not waste the money on certain remodeling and vice versa. And you are involved and you guide them because they are already stressed out. So I think the more you help your clients, the better. And I agree with you that
Right.
everyone, go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was going to say, you should be a trusted advisor, right? Whether you're working with buyers or sellers, you should be that trusted advisor. And we have, way too many people in our industry who don't take the time to really do the job that needs to be done. And the 20 or 30% that do, that's what they do. They're a trusted advisor. When someone has a question about, hey, should I remodel my house? Hey, let me call Jose, my agent. Should I add a fourth bedroom? Oh, let me call Jose, see what he thinks, right? But if I'm not staying in touch, then I'm probably not going to get that phone call. And especially if I'm not staying in touch with relevant information, which, Kate, if you don't mind, if we could just go to the next slide, I'd like to ask Lucy, maybe your opinion, what would be something of relevance that could really set you apart as an agent to send to a customer?
Well, in my opinion, it's very important to be in touch, to keep your clients who a lot of them become your friends, and just talk to them about the market conditions. Something relevant. The prices are going down. I know you wanted to sell. That is the time to put your house on the market. Or the interest rates are ready to go up again. It is really important that you and I, we sit down and we make a decision whether you're going to, what you have to do to your property to put it on the market immediately and get the best profit out of it, and make sure that the interest rate is not too high, because you are in the category where someone is not going to pay cash and they will have to refinance. So I think that is important to be in touch and do the market review.
Yes, market review, and some people call it, equity report, whatever you call it. The whole idea of doing a pricing estimate is basically 35, 40 years old. I'm talking about legacy CMAs. You have to go to the MLS, you have to pull comps, you have to go look at photographs, you have to pull the report together, and depending on your level of experience, you need to figure out, okay, what's the right price for this property, whether, again, a buyer or seller. And so we did a survey year and a half ago, where we asked agents simple questions about how they provide pricing estimates. Ask them, how do you use a CMA, for example? And one of the questions we asked was, how long does it take you to do what I call a legacy CMA? Well, 81% of agents told us, and we had about 1,000 responses, so we had a pretty good number of people get back to us. 81% said it took them over 30 minutes to provide that information. 63% said it took them over 45 minutes, and 59% said they would do more if it was easier. So imagine if you had a way to really easily put together that information, insights about the property, intelligence about the community, and be able to give someone a report, on a quarterly basis every 6 months, in addition to all the other things that you might be doing, right? I'm not telling you to stop doing all the other things, but this one thing in particular, to your point, is proving that you are the expert in the market. They don't need to know how long it took you to do it. And in the case of our technology, that 30 plus, 45 plus minute process is essentially 3 or 4 minutes. And we can talk about that more in a few seconds. But that's the kind of information. If I get that from my agent and it shows me, hey, my house has appreciated, 15% since I bought it. The houses around me, are selling for this much more, or maybe it's going the other way. Maybe it's time to sell. So these are all things that a real estate agent should be able to provide their customer. The problem is most agents don't do it, not because they don't want to, but because they're busy. They don't have time. And that customer they just sold a house to probably won't do anything again for the next, 5, 6, 7 years, maybe 10 years. And so it's incumbent upon you to really be consistent with the information you provide.
That's why you actually have to swim in it. You have to swim in analyzing the neighborhood you are covering. You have to understand your farm, if you wish, and you have to have the very latest information. Let's say if someone, there is the percentage of investors is growing. So is it good for your property or not? You need to know who is moving in and how your property is being evaluated and how your neighborhood is changing. So this is a really cool slide. You want to talk about it, Jose?
Yeah, one of the things I think that happens, and I ask this question a lot when I'm speaking in public, and by the way, I apologize, there's some work being done inside my house, so I'm outside right now, and I see a garbage truck coming through, so if I mute myself for a couple seconds, you'll know why. So most people don't think about the value of their sphere. I ask this question all the time when I'm speaking in public. They say, hey, what's the value of your sphere? Most agents have zero idea what that is. They have just never thought about it this way. So if you take these numbers, the average agent has 397 people in their database. 9.3% of consumers, according to NAR, move or know someone who's going to move in the next 12 months, which means inside your database, you have 37 people that either are going to do something next 12 months or know someone who is. And my question is, what are you doing to stay in touch with those people? What relevant information are you sending those people so some percentage of those 37 people end up doing a deal with you?
And I would like to add to it, besides besides the sphere influencing you, you influence the sphere as well. You let everyone know what's going on and what's happening in your market. You are influencing your sphere by advising them what's going to take place in another week or month or a year. So you influence their decision making, and you advising them also what should you be doing as a client in the future. Again, coming back to a very simple example as remodeling. So influence your sphere by providing the right information at the right time.
I would add that you should all look at those 37 opportunities, multiply that by how much you make on each deal, and you'll know how much money you're leaving on the table.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, your sphere is important, and you are involved in your community. You are the liaison between the buyer and the seller, between the buyer and the community. You are in the community every day. You know what kind of coffee shop was just opened, what kind of store was just remodeled and is going to have a reopening in a week. So you are in touch with your community, and that is your sphere also, and you let them know where you are and where you could be found. So let's move to the next subject.
Thanks. Yep.
And how did we do on the poll, Kate? Can we go back to the poll very quickly?
Yes, so the question we asked was what percentage, here, I'll share this, what percentage of your business is repeat clients? So it was pretty evenly distributed here. 21% had like the majority of their business as repeat clients. 32% really was in the middle, 50 to 75. And then we have 21 and 25 at the bottom, so.
We had lunch with Lucy a couple of years ago about referral business, and we had agents, their referral business was up to 95%. So I guess, you know, it can be a really great opportunity to work with your existing sphere and existing clients. So, but that's great.
Well, especially knowing that again, people are staying in their homes longer. Right. So, you know, you just can't, not do anything, right? Because it's going to be a while. So again, you want to stay in touch with them. The slide here, we don't need to get into all the details of our technology, but essentially that process of coming up with a pricing estimate on legacy CMA, we have multiple things that are unique to our company. Did you have a question, Lucy?
No, I just wanted Kate to remove that, but I just did to remove the poll. Yeah. Sorry for this.
So we're owned by a large mortgage insurance company. We work with about 1,300 lenders all over the country. We provide a lot of value to them, helping them to value their portfolios, helping them to make decisions on loans, et cetera. We've taken a lot of that information and we've created tools that allow us to take that process of 45 minutes and do it in 3 or 4 minutes. One of those things is Home Genius IQ. Home Genius IQ is artificial intelligence that scans the MLS photograph, picks up objects in the room, and tells you the condition. So going back to that whole idea of how long it takes you to do a legacy CMA, think about how long it takes you to go through all the photographs to help determine which comps are the right comps. Because you could be, depending on what part of the country you're in, you could be, like I'm sitting in Atlanta, in a townhouse subdivision, pretty much all the homes are about the same. Now, it's new, but 10 years from now, some people will have made updates. Well, how do I know that? How do I compare a property that's been updated to a property that's not been updated? You can't do it, right? So the only way you can do it is go walk the property or go look at MLS photographs. So this one feature of ours scans the photographs, tells you the condition, and then ranks it on a 5-star scale, 1 star being basically horrible, 5-star being brand new, and then helps you to understand which are the right comps. That's just one of several features, but this is one that's very unique because, you know, artificial intelligence, I know, Lucy, you're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Artificial intelligence, people, you hear about all the time, Chat GPT and all these things that are going on out there. You know, some of the stuff is scary, but some of the stuff is very, very useful. Things like this and things that Lucy's going to talk about, because what we look at is, you know, we feel that our tool is a productivity tool. If you could do a pricing estimate in 3 or 4 minutes, you're going to do a lot more than what you probably do today. And that means that you're going to be able to start monetizing your sphere. We'll talk about more about that in a second. I know you want to mention some stuff on AI on your end.
Absolutely. And we have a very similar product that is current to the minute. So when we scan the property and produce the digital twin, you can tag anything and everything you want. It's beautiful old hardwood floors, or brand new stainless steel appliances, and you can include the brand. If, let's say, you have a property that is rental, oops, I just lost my ear, that is rental, you can also tag different, for example, here used to be the television and there is a hole in a wall. So you are not responsible for that. Here is the brand new window. The skylight is whatever quality. So tagging is very important, and that is also increasing the view of the property. So if someone is going through the digital twin and through the 3D tour, they start reading about different details about the property, and that makes them stay longer on and view the tour itself. So I think that is amazing, and we just launched. Today is the day we just launched a brand new product, Genesis, and it's all over our social media, so please visit. It's when you have the digital twin and you look at the property from the top, and you can actually drop the furniture, and then you can change your mind and you can create the bedroom, or you can change your mind and here is the office. So it's very instant and it's amazing. It is the technology of the future. So, and it will be more and more with artificial intelligence that we have to embrace the technology, learn how to use it, and implement it in our marketing strategy when you meet with your clients. And I don't want to say listing presentation, because you are not doing listing presentation, you are preparing a marketing strategy. So that's important. Sorry, Jose.
I think the way you think about this, and Kate, if you don't mind the next slide, the way you think about this is to Lucy's point, embracing new technologies to be more productive. That's the end of the day. That's what it's all about. All right. Can you imagine? I mean, I don't know how many of you travel a lot. I travel a ton. I haven't been inside a taxi cab in probably 15 years. You know why? Because there's something called Lyft and something called Uber that is way more efficient and just so much better than the cab. I just don't even understand how people still take cabs. And I can give you example after example after example of other industries that have embraced technology, real estate being one of them. But when it comes to this kind of thing that's so new, I think people get a little like, oh, you know, a lot of technology overload. There's 2,000 companies trying to sell technology to real estate agents. I mean, that's a huge number, a huge amount of people, a lot of noise in the industry. So what I always tell people is when you're looking at technology, whether it's my technology, Lucy's technology, anybody else's technology, what is the ROI? What are you really going to get out of this technology? And for some cases, it's really hard to measure. But when you think about in the case of what we do, where you can do a pricing report in under 5 minutes, now you're going to be able to differentiate yourself to the consumer because you're going to be able to provide information. It's not just this artificial intelligence I showed you here. You know, we have a price index that compares the value of different neighborhoods. We have a valuation tool that you type in an address and it gives you a value, and then you can adjust that value, you know, with the comps that we help you select. So imagine being able to do that in 3 or 4 minutes and now have something that's going to really differentiate yourself. You're going to be able to market now to your whole sphere. You're going to be able to stay in touch with something really valuable throughout the lifetime of that homeowner. Remember, those people, 9.3% of those people are either moving or know someone who's going to move in the next 12 months. If you're a broker out there, I've got all kinds of brokers that are buying our tool to use it in their relocation department, for their internet leads, for their orphan clients. So there's all these things. So this is productivity. So when you think about this, and I'll stop you in a second, Lucy. I just want to give one example of a user of ours. His name is Walter Harris. He's a RE/MAX agent in St. Louis, Missouri. This guy does 10 or like eight or 10 of these reports every morning. So he spends probably 45 minutes every morning cranking out 10 reports, sends them out to his client base. in the first 2 months he was using our tool, he told me he generated 10 conversations, right? But people are going to call him back. Hey, Walter, I just got your report. Tell me about this. Out of those initial 10 conversations, he told me he's already got 3 closings. So that's ROI, all right? When you can sit there, and that's why I tell people monetize your database, understand what the value of your database is, and then you can start measuring, the return on it. And you should do that with any technology that you buy in the real estate industry. Look at what is the return on the technology, because otherwise you're throwing money out the window.
And I totally agree with you on return on everything you do should have return on investment. Everything you do is investment in your next listing and in your next relationship. So that is extremely important. And when you meet with your clients and you want to update them, it's pretty impressive that you are embracing technology and that you know all the trends and what's going on and how they will benefit from listing the property with you. And Jose, we have a question. So the pictures are scanned from existing MLS listings?
Right, yeah, so we scan the MLS photographs, the last ones, and then we give the ranking there, which begs the question, well, what happens if the property hasn't been renovated for a while? Well, we're working on functionality that will allow us to upload new photographs and then run them through our artificial intelligence and then basically value the property, with these new pictures. So think about you're helping someone with remodeling. In fact, if you're familiar with Dennis and Teresa Walsh, they have a program called Remodeling Advisor, and they're teaching people, how to talk to consumers about potential remodeling. They're using our tool to be able to show somebody, okay, here's the value of the property right now with, let's say, a 3-star kitchen. Okay, if we look at 4-star kitchens, which is the next level up, which are basically renovated kitchens, okay, we can see, okay, the value of 4-star kitchens, or, the income, sorry, the 4-star kitchen increases the value of the property by, let's say, $50,000. Okay, you can see that, right, using our tool. You could also put it through our index and be able to determine the difference between a 3-bedroom home and a 4-bedroom home over a 15-year period of time. So these are all things that allow you in a very quick period of time to be able to differentiate yourself and provide real value to that customer who, again, may not be ready to do something today. They may not be in the market, but they're going to know somebody who is. And that's why you want to keep sending them really valuable information, because refrigerator magnets, cookie recipes, calendars, all that kind of stuff, again, nice, that's telling you not to do it, but that's not going to be the thing, in my opinion, that's going to really make a difference to that customer.
I totally agree. And back to the basics, don't forget about the staging. Staging also, that's not artificial intelligence, it's back to the basics, back to the old traditional way. But that also can increase the value of your property if you do it right and you do it with professional stagers. You were just talking about that, and then I just thought how important it is to prepare the property all the way around. And then you do need to be in touch with your client to give them recommendations. So what kind of results do we have for the last poll, Kate?
Okay, so I'm going to end this one and let's see here. So we asked how all of you keep in touch with your sphere, and it looks like the majority connects with them on social media, which is interesting to see, and then phone calls, which is great. And then we have emails / newsletters. And it looks like client appreciation events is kind of in at the end there. But
and Jose, we have a really good question, a very good question, Larry. Thank you so much. Can you show us a sample instead of telling us? So can you show the sample of how you can provide value by let's say remodeling the kitchen and bring it from 3-star to 4-star?
If you give me a couple of seconds, I'd be happy to show you how that works. So essentially what we do is, and Kate, will I be able to share the screen?
I'm looking right now. I think you should be. Let's see here. Allow. Sorry. Are you trying to share right now?
Yeah, it's not letting me.
Okay.
You got to give me permission.
Okay. There we go.
Got it? Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so I just pulled up a property, and here are the MLS photographs. All right, so take a look at the MLS photographs. And this particular property is showing that this kitchen is rated a 4-star kitchen. And the bathroom is also rated a 4-star kitchen. And in the interest of time, I won't go through the bathroom, I'll just show the kitchen. So this is a 4-star kitchen. So our AI is looking at this photograph, it's picking up the window, believe it or not, and calculating how much light's getting in there. The backsplash, stainless steel appliances, the cabinets, the flooring, all those things. We worked about 3 years and scanned 3.5 billion photographs in that period of time, working with appraisers, working with government entities, and getting up to a place where we can give a very unbiased opinion of what the condition is. So again, 1 star is unlivable, 5 star is brand new. So 4 star is recently renovated. So that's a 4 star. So just to give you an example, based on your question, I can go down here to the comps. You see all the comparables have stars next to them as well, right? I can go into any one of those properties and I could find, well, let's look at one that's a 3-star. Okay, so this one right here is a 3-star. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at this 3-star. Okay, here's the photographs for that picture. Well, clearly, here, let's look at the kitchen. Okay, clearly that's not the same kind of kitchen. So what I could do, and again, I don't have time to do the whole thing here, but anybody that wants a demo, just email me. I just sent it in the chat at jp@homegenius.com. I can show you this, one-on-one. But what I would do is I would go back to my comps list, and I would go back and I would find properties that are 4-star compared to those stars. Or let's say this one's a 3-star, it recently sold for $295. Okay, I could take the comps that are 4 stars and show how much those would be, and then be able to give somebody the idea of, okay, this is how much more your property's worth if you do that remodel. That's just one example. I mean, I can give you 50 other examples of how that works. Does that answer the question?
Well, I certainly got my answer. So that is very useful information. And again, it is investment in yourself to have tools like that and to be able to talk to your clients and offer them and give them the recommendation that you can back up. You can actually back it up, not just say something, let's fix your kitchen and I think it's going to worth more. So that is perfect.
I see a lot of questions here. Let me try to answer them. Okay, does that include comparative side properties in your? Yes. Again, today wasn't about doing a demo. I'm happy to do a demo if anybody's interested, or send you one. Larry's asking me to send him a demo. Basically, we have an AVM tool that basically powers all this, and our algorithms will pick the comps and rank them in order of similarity. Now, the comps, right? The way that we calculate it is based on size, year built, all those typical things. But with our AI, we can now use the AI to be part of that calculation. That's why I could show somebody the difference between their value if they're a 3-star property or a 3-star kitchen and a 4-star kitchen. So that's how it works. It's all algorithms and artificial intelligence, way over my head. I just like to talk about it because I think it's really great stuff.
So later this month on June 28th, we have a webinar. If you did not make our May webinar, we hope that you can join us on the 28th. Go to vht.com/webinar to register. It's all about leveraging Matterport to win more listings, attract more buyers. We'll have Vince Calora there, who's our product expert, and a couple of agents who can speak to how Matterport 3D tours have really enhanced their business. We also have a special promo that will be available to people who attend. So that first invite's going out tomorrow, but you can go to the website right now and register. So we hope that you will join us for that. We'll have another lunch with Lucy in July. Stay tuned for those details. And that is all we have for you today.
I would like to remind, please go to youtube.com/Lucy Edwards VHT to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I believe I have the best information ever and the greatest interviews. And actually, Jose and I, we are going to meet probably sometime in a month or so, and we will do another interview about the importance of AI. So please subscribe.
This one we'll do live. I'll be back in Miami in a few weeks.
You got it. Yeah, it has to be live. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very, very much. And For those of you who put your emails in the chat, just in case, I suggest that you reach out to Jose yourself as well, because I'm not sure if in the recording we will be able to catch all your emails.
I did a screen grab. I've got all the emails.
Oh, you did. Okay, you got it. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jose. All the best. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.